Through the pandemic, each long-term and personal care home has faced its own set of unique challenges. In some cases, it's capacity and resources. In others, it's staffing levels. For Regina's Harbour Landing Village, it's maintaining a private care home, group home, daycare, and restaurant all under one roof. The president and CEO, Jensen Anderson, joins me now. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I want to start with the care home aspect. I know in the beginning of the pandemic, your staff did something pretty unique.
Yes, in our particular case, we were looking at COVID cases internationally, and then getting a little bit closer to home in North America, and even closer to home in Canada. And we made a decision early on in the very beginning of the pandemic to basically bring our most senior staff there to help support all of our frontline healthcare workers in every area of the village. To help them and basically, any challenge or unique thing that they might be faced with, we were there to help support them. And there was nothing technically that we were asking any of them to do that we wouldn't be prepared to do ourselves. So we actually had 6 of our most senior staff members from different areas of Harbour Landing Village stay overnight for almost 2 full months straight. It was a great way to help provide extra peace of mind to our residents as well as to their families. And like I mentioned before, a great way to demonstrate support for all of our frontline care workers and all the other essential workers in Harbour Landing Village.
But things have changed pretty significantly since the beginning of the pandemic. How has that been for you?
Well, I mean, 2020 is definitely had a few different phases to it. There was life before the beginning of March, where things were quote unquote normal. We had almost 2.5 months straight of full lockdown and quarantine until the government started to reopen Saskatchewan a little bit. We had a summer where, fortunately in Saskatchewan, the case numbers were fairly low. And while we still continued to follow very stringent measures to keep our residents safe, we were able to slowly start to phase in newer activities, including the ability to visit with family members safely, the ability to leave the community and go out a little bit, and other examples like that. But as we've seen the case numbers really start to rise, particularly through late September, October, and November, we've had to not only re-implement almost everything that we had in place at the beginning of the pandemic, but now a whole bunch of additional measures in a number of different areas, including, having all of our residents wear masks, including reduce group sizes, including, changing dining from groups into single individuals. We have signage everywhere throughout the building reminding people about physical distancing. We have plexiglass in a number of different areas to help create different barriers and points of separation between our residents and as well as for staff. And of course, we continue to follow all of the public health orders and best practices in terms of screening our staff daily, doing temperature checks, doing the same with our residents, as well as doing daily wellness checks. And all of that really in an effort to keep our residents safe during this extra challenging time.
Let's end with a silver lining. There has to be a best part or highlight to your day. Those are the things that keep people going. What's yours?
I think it's still, for me, even though it's under a face mask, even though it's under a face shield as well, now we have both of those layers. I think it's still seeing, people smile, right? And we are still finding, different creative ways in Harbour Landing Village to, keep our residents engaged, keep their mental health and physical health top of mind, in addition to making sure that they remain safe. So, seeing those smiles and, trying to find some humor in some of the challenging situations that we're dealing with at the moment. That's probably for me, one of the things that I enjoy most. And again, that's on the staff side. But again, we've got a great working culture here with staff in all areas. So, seeing all the staff, come together, work together, support each other, and really be an awesome team. Those would probably be my, top couple things I would say that, really make me enjoy coming to work every day.
Thanks so much for this, Jensen.
You're welcome.
Jensen Anderson is the president and CEO of Harbor Landing Village in Regina.